works locally, right? And he tried to redeem us. He was guided by the Bible. And he prophesied unto you. The leader of this organization here, presently, the spirit is, who the spirit is heavily on. He is from Haiti. His lineage goes back to Haiti. He is a Levite. His lineage goes back to the Levite priests.
Because you see, it was the first set of people that would have wind themselves or liberated themselves or cut themselves or severed themselves from the bondage or the imposition of the colonial masters or the slave masters. Right? So today our people, even today our people don't understand. So they believe that all the natural disasters that are taking place is because God, as they have it, punishing Haiti.
But he is.
Yes. You understand?
He is. Reason being, if you remember correctly, they were the ones who were sanctified and cleansed. They were the only ones to deal with the power of the Most High, meaning the Ark of the Covenant. No other tribe could have touched the Ark of the Covenant. Going back here with David, when the Ark was falling to the side, and one of his men went to push it back up, and he was stricken to death. Right. Yes, they fought against it, but you know what? According to the prophecies that in Genesis 49, when Jacob gave his sons before he died on his deathbed, he spoke about Simeon and Levi, their brethren, right? But they are loggerheads with one another basically. You know why?
Why?
Because they took the oracles of the Most High and they turned it to the left. They use it for evil. So they used to communicate with the Most High.
But you see, it would have
directly.
So because, as you know, one would have been able to, let me use a subtle word, to outsmart, right, and to gain the blessing. Yeah.
No, that wasn't why. The reason with them, Simeon and Levi, who were the Levi priests, the only ones the Most High used to talk to through the Turnham and Europe, which is the crystal ball and the breastplate at that point in time. Right? They were sanctified and cleansed. They were the ones who used to do offerings for themselves and go to the tribes, gave them permission to deal with the Ark of the Covenant. They let the people into idolatry. So they sinned. And they have the great charge of that sin of also leading people into idolatry and not bringing the people back. So even though they rebelled as slaves, knowing that they was not supposed to be subservient to the so-called white man, right? Everything that happened after, concerning the white man not dealing with them, concerning them not having all this different thing, all this thing, even the earthquake that you see happen there. When the so-called white man so-called come down as saviors to bring things, they came and they brought germ warfare, biological warfare like they did before today.
Just like they do here.
Right? So like just the other day, when Hurricane Matthew was about to hit them, the first thing before the hurricane even hit, they started talking about cholera outbreak. Because their plan was to put that cholera there. Right?
Yeah, but let me just say this to you, brother. Alright? Just let me say this to you. Right? I am testimony. Yeah? Hear me out, my brother. I know I cannot instruct or command you too. But I just saying a word, right? I stand here as a testimony. Yeah? And the testimony and the reality, as I say, I'm bringing it real to you, is that the stone that the builder rejects often becomes the cornerstone of the construction that he wants to do. So that I might have been initially rejected in a way, but I am able to converse with you in spite of the fact that I may not hold all the views, or you may not hold all my views, but we can converse. And you see, I always believe that the physician don't go and look for the well, the physician go and look for the sick. So if you perceive me to be sick, then you must be able to handle whatever negativity that I bring to you. I will tell you why I say this to you. I just retired from where I work. But my work was indeed trade unionism. I was a trade union leader. And I met all different variety of people in terms of how they come. I had to deal with it. Yeah? So I know I know that sometimes also that people who come that seem to be kind of adversarial and cantankerous and confusion making and things, I got to find a way to bring them in and speak with them. And I want you, my brothers, right, never to make that mistake again. I ain't saying nothing. Never to make that mistake again, because I said it early on. Sometimes you stand up, you have knowledge, and sometimes a man or a woman come to you. Yeah? And it's the Father that sent them. And if you would not know, because you do not have spiritual insight to the level to understand that. Just hear me, just hear me, just hear me. Right? You have certain insights, but you have times when you're on the test. Yeah? You would not know, because remember the teacher just hide. I'm just making it literal. The teacher would not let you know what are the questions for the exam.
But
right?
The scripture said, my sheep hear my voice. So at the end of the day, if it's the case, you're okay.
You would.
John 3:27 says, a man can't receive nothing unless it is given to him from the Father.
Right.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, we can speak now because the Most High permit.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so even if we start off rocky, because I do this thing, I'm not doing it for that long, maybe 4 years, 5 years. I'm not doing it for that long. That's small compared to my elders and my who outside there for 30 plus. So I might have all the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I might not have all the tricks.
I don't need tricks, yeah.
Exactly.
When I was 15 years. Yeah. That would have been 1970, right? Yeah. I was 15 years. And when I was walking out, I used to go to Diego Martin Secondary. Yeah? Passed the exam and I went to Diego Martin Secondary up in Diamond Vale. And when we were coming out on that given evening, there was a march, you know, the 1970, and Macandal Daga was leading the march. And he said, yes, my students, my brothers and sisters, join the march. And I joined that march. And today he passed away the other day. Right. I don't care what people tell me, because again, I am not a judge of men. I don't have the authority, spiritual ability to judge no man.
But we have that through the scriptures and in righteousness.
Well, so be it.
In other words, for example, when I tell you about it here, that was a judgment.
Yes.
And you understood it to be a judgment. Yes. Right? The reason being, because as the scripture said to us, the Lord will change. And men are supposed to have that covering. That covering along here is for the woman. If you had continued reading on in that same Ezekiel 44:20, go down, they will speak about it's 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians will speak about the long hair for the woman being a cover.
But you see, sorry, but that's
you go ahead.
I just say you would not know, and that's why you see sometimes we just start judge. Because you don't know how much time. Just now, finish.
I can do what I'm going to do what Scripture directs me to do.
Yes.
Right?
And I understand that.
But for a man to take it, because Scripture said, what if some don't believe? Does it mean that the word of the Most High is going without effect? It says the Most High forbid. So I'm going to do it. Nevertheless, I will do it. That's how the person takes it. And then now, I understand what you're saying.
No, I just want to
be at loggerheads. And when I will quick say now, hey, especially we don't have a conversation. Because I will ask you, where's your platform? Where's your basis? Where's your belief system? So our belief system is the Bible. And if you don't believe in it, I will quick look it up. That's how I would deal with it. That's why I would deal with it now. I will look it up. It doesn't make sense I argue with a man who believes in Egyptology or the book of the dead. I believe in the book of life, which is this word.
But you know, interesting enough, you know that they say a man will die for his rights, right?
Right.
Well, I just say I will live for mine.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right, but I had to leave. Yeah, I had to leave. And in respect to you still.
Right. So we
respect to you. Yeah, but you know, respect to you. You know what I mean? All is all. You know?
Next time you come, we go into what?
Just let me just read the scripture before you go. One scripture. Just now. It says Ecclesiastes Ecclesiasticus chapter 4:28. It says, strive for the truth until death.
Strive for the truth until death. So that's our duty out here. So we believe that we have 100% truth. We're not coming out here and telling you no lies. I can show you that where in the Constitution of Trinidad and Tobago that they put in the RFID chip. It is legal to put an electronic chip in a man. When everybody was all hoorah about Section 34 being about and Steve Ferguson, Act number 11 in that same Section 34, they passed it that each person could be what? Electronically monitored. Right? They use the term vaguely enough. Electronic monitoring. As she was talking about the passing of the laws. And so in the Constitution there's break down the words. So they went into the break down the words and they said what? A device, an electronic device with GPS positioning and so on and so forth. Right? They broke it down. In our Constitution, that is what we believe is the mark of the beast. That's our doctrine, that the mark of the beast is that. And we can go in a little deeper when you come again. But that is the truth that we proliferated, because when this information was revealed unto our elders who told us, and we heard it, and we started the research and we started to teach. Right? It graduated to be more and more truth.
There are two poems that I wrote. One is I am that I am. And when I wrote that, and I go to read it for some brothers and sisters in the workplace for
Publishing?
No, I publish it. That's personal. I do that, and even when I do art, right? I used to do art on paper, but of course it goes to waste. And I started with it on the walls in my home. And even on the walls of my home, it ended up going because we end up breaking down the walls to do other development. Yeah? But that's me. But the point I'm making is that I did that poem, and when I told that sister about the poem, she told me that was blaspheming. Yeah? I am that I am. But you see, if she understood, and if she would allow herself to hear what was contained in it, then she would not have seen blasphemy. You understand? And then I also wrote one which was in line of the famous cell phone, the BlackBerry. You know the BlackBerry, you know when they have message come, it go ping. Yeah. So I had a poem marked the Black Messenger. Yeah? And I did that, and I would bring it to you all that day.
Next time, we respect these two rest of this month.
You want to read something to me?
Yeah, I get one. This is Psalms 33 verse 11. The counsel of the Lord stand forever. The thoughts of his heart to all generations.
Jesus Christ, the devil. Right?
Right. So when we see, and this picture is very controversial and true. Understand anyway the reason why I asked about the Negro. And another person came up one time and asked about, if he's saying that you know his name and his name is Yahweh Shai, why are we putting Jesus there? Well, that's a guy, that is a conversation starter. It's a tactic.
When I read it, right, I wanted to understand indeed, if you all understand Negro as in what it is, and what they wanted us to understand it to be. That is why I asked you all.
I think I don't know if it was you or the next gentleman, if you understood, if you knew who was Kedar.
No, I think
the next gentleman. Kedar was a son of Ham, was a Hamite. Kedar, when you look it up in the scripture, means black also.
Yeah, well, Ham was son of
skin. Ham means burnt face.
Yeah, he was the son of what the guy named Noah. Correct?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Right? Respect, yeah?
Respect.
Take care.
Yeah, take care.
I like to listen. When I go to just like
right. Where your race go back to? You are Spanish? Yeah, what you call a Coco Fire. Right?
Spanish.
So you go back to the native Caribbean Arawaks then?
Well, my mother and my father, she mixed with Indian, Spanish and Creole. And my father mixed with three-bird Spanish. That was my great head and my eyes.
So here we go, right?
But that is not the question.
Here we go. You are what your father is. So despite what your father have...
my mother, who stronger than who blood stronger than
No, it's not who blood stronger than who. It's you. Could a dog... Just a wait. Could a dog...
Which is a heavy
Wait. Give me a minute. Could a dog.
I want to go.
Could a dog. Have sex with another dog and bring forth a cat.
Like cock and make teeth. You ever see cock make teeth?
No?
Well.
Alright.
Right.
Well, that was it.
Yeah.
You know who your father is.
Yeah.
There's a male. The seed comes from the male. That's why it's only a man can give a testimony.
Yeah.
You can give a testimony from your seeds. I can't remember the scripture presently, right? But Abraham, it goes back scripturally. Abraham had a vow with one of his servants, right? And the action he did, he told him.
You know what children my father makes?
How much?
Not my father make it and my mother make it. The father put that inside and she's 16 a week.
Very true.
2 miss.
Very true. Very true.
2 miss. People who making children now, they can't even make 1, they can't even make 2. And I did last I look at I will. That is a big shifter like how you teaching them and they don't.
Is that like a parable?
Yeah, they don't study that now.
Right, so I said, you know, Abraham, he had a vow with one of his servants, right? And his form of giving his testimony, he told him he sat down and he told his servant to come and put his hand on his lap. The family? Where you from? Which parliament? Or Rupino?
Nah, I'm from
Rio Claro? Alright. Our family up there.
Right. Talparo?
Yeah.
Bamora? And from there we live and we go in the deeper country. Because the man animal and
No man named QB?
I can't answer no question.
Yeah, no nobody in Talparo like that.
I don't know. I was a little baby. I come out there. Train was running. You don't know bus and car. We are too full now.
Yeah.
That when train drop you there, you come out the train and you go there and from there either you walk, you turn your car. Hey, them those is only donkey cat and all them things. All up and all things. My father was that.
But that's all. Right? I want to finish teach a little bit, right? Anybody what topic are they dealing with? Yeah, low. Instead of being talked, we can always chat after.
Yeah, because it was like 2. I didn't think that.
No problem. I want to bring you, if it's a question, I want to bring a lesson. Instead of wasting the camera and chat. Right?
You see, I had enough listening.
For the day, right?
Appreciate that. I'm very full of that.
Alright, so you'll catch me next time, right?
I know you for me here.
Be here every week. Every week we here. Lord, will we have health and strength out here?
You know, we can go shooting like them fishing for you.
Yes.
Right. What we're saying is that he had a vision about this.
Which one? The devil?
Right? Yeah, but the devil. Right? Which is Jesus. Right? So you could see the image. The image, yeah,
the image itself. And you see, even they say the devil comes in nice beauty and nice what people want to see, a nice blue eyes, blonde hair. That's the image, the pretty nice image you want to see. But who said Jesus was white?
Scripture never said that.
We don't even know what Jesus looked like. And
we know.
Okay, so y'all have
the
scriptures. Okay.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks,
right, the 7 candlesticks is the 7 churches in Asia.
One like the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
Well, so let me just show you a little bit. Right? She's an image. This is just like figuratively speaking, right? Right? The girdle. Right?
So what we read is this is a depiction of what we read here.
Yeah. Right?
His head and his hairs were white like wool, and as white as snow. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
So the flame of fire, that because he drank a lot of wine, and well, the scripture talk about that too now. I think it's Genesis. They're looking for Matthew.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 11. Matthew 11, 11 and 16. Bring 11 and 16.
This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 22. Anyway, this is that little. Just let me read what you gotta read first.
Matthew 11 and 7.
That's up to nation. It's not much.
Go. It's John. Yeah, John. Yeah, jump 16. Now, 11 and 16.